Hey YouTube. So, yeah, I know. No, I don't always wear the same exact clothes. Yes, you caught me. I shot a bunch of videos on the same day. Anyway, today I want to talk about the importance of cane skills, and that's something I've always been very, very passionate about, because when you talk to people who are blind or who are going blind, orientation and mobility is one of their biggest fears. And I get it. Honestly, I do. I understand what it's like from being able to go from wearing glasses and to not needing really any assistance outside of maybe like reading some signs. For the most part, and going to being a dog guide user and not seeing steps and stuff. I get it, and it is scary, and it's not fun, and it does take work. That's why it is so important that you or your loved one develops cane skills. And I know that when you're walking with people learning cane skills, I know it can be frustrating. I know there's that tendency to think, just let me do it, we can go quicker. But what you're saying when you do that is that my convenience is more important than your independence, is basically what you're saying. It is so important that you let them develop those skills, or if you yourself are blind, that you develop those skills and that you advocate for yourself. I don't care if it's quicker, I'm going to do this. Don't be scared to set boundaries. That's the one big thing I have had to learn to do. I can do this. I won't, I'm trying to keep this a family show, so I won't go into my whole spiel, but don't be scared to set boundaries. Don't be scared to tell people no. It is okay to refuse help. Now, you can do it kindly and respectfully, and that's how I tried to do it at first, but if they don't listen, escalate it. That's well within your right. And you're gonna make mistakes, and there's going to be times you're going to be frustrated. It's okay. It's part of learning. Hang in there. Find a good O&M, orientation and mobility instructor. Get them to teach you the basic skills. If you have a support system, or if you have a friend, or if you have someone who's patient, take them with you. Learn some basic routes. Start with learning one route. One basic route, and go from there. Branch out. I highly recommend using things like Foursquare or Google Maps on your phone. Use it. If you don't know how to use it, learn how to use it with a route that you're familiar with. But the biggest thing is you have to get out there and practice, and you have to get out there and try, because social isolation, I have found, is a huge problem in the blind community, and a big reason for that is because people don't know how to get around, and that's got to stop. If you live in an area that you don't feel confident with, get somebody out there, have them walk with you. If you're in the Houston area, let me know, I'll come walk with you. I'm not an O&M instructor. I cannot and will not teach you basic skills, because that is not something that I feel comfortable doing. I've not been trained. But if you've been trained by an O&M instructor and you have those basic skills and you just need someone to walk around with you, let me know. Don't be scared to join blindness related Facebook groups. There's the NFB, ACB, National Federation of the Blind, and American Council of the Blind. Don't be scared to join them. Use the resources that they have. Find people. If you think that getting a dog guide is going to fix your problems, it won't, because you've got to have those basic orientation skills before you can adequately work with a dog. Or both you and the dog are going to be frustrated, and a lot of schools will not accept you if your cane skills are not at least at a certain level. So please, not to mention, knowing how to use a cane is like your biggest key to independence. No, you can't drive. I'm sorry. I can't drive either. It sucks. People in other countries with adequate transport systems, luckily, don't have to worry about that. Unfortunately, if you're stuck in America, like me, in many places, the transport blows. But even with that, there is still Uber, there is still Lyft, depending on where you live. There could be places within walking distance. You don't always want to have somebody have to come with you everywhere you go for the rest of your life. You don't want that. Especially, I'm 30. Well, I will be 30 by the time that you are watching this. That would drive me absolutely crazy. You don't want to have to wait on people to do very basic tasks. It's okay to fail trying new tasks, and you might fail a few times. That doesn't mean you'll never be able to do stuff. Nor does it mean that you should never ask for help. By all means, if I'm gonna go grocery shopping, heck yeah, I'm just gonna take someone with me, because it is so much easier. Not to mention, I don't want to have to deal with Uber and Lyft. So by all means, ask for help with the things that you want help with. But if there's something that you want to do independently really, really bad, get out there and do it. Figure it out. Don't be scared. And it's kind of like karate. I have a black belt in karate, and I've had plenty of people, you do karate? Well, how do you do that? You just do. It's no grand mystery. You just figure things out as you go along. And there's gonna be, negative Nancy's. Well, you can't do that. Or, well, I know a blind person 20 years ago, and she or he did it. So, good for you and good for them. I'm not you and I'm not them. You're also gonna hear, well, if I was blind, I couldn't. That's when you look at them and you just say, I'm not you and I'm going to figure it out. That's just how it is. In life, you have two choices. You can either evolve, or you can curl up and give up and just slowly run away and wait to die. Ultimately, the choice is yours, but I'm telling you, you're going to have a lot more fun if you get out there and if you try. And if you have a sense of humor about it. Trust me, I can't tell you how many times I've done things that in hindsight I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Primary example, I was playing with my cousin and I wasn't using my cane and we were playing on the pier. I walked right off the edge of the pier into the Chocolate Bayou. Whoops. I survived. I'm here to tell about it. I ruined my new pair of shoes, but outside of that, everything else was fine. And I'm sorry for that brief tangent, but back to the whole O&M thing. There aren't many places you can go and truly be lost. As long as you can get your phone and get your GPS location, you'll be fine. You can call somebody, call an Uber, call a Lyft, make sure you have some money to get home. But it's not like you're gonna be stuck in the Sahara with no water. And that's the biggest thing I had to get over. Especially going, to England. And once I got on the wrong train once and ended up and had no freaking clue where I was, but managed to get back home, that pretty much cured my fear, because that was like the worst thing that could possibly happen. I survived. I told you will too. I promise. I know it's not fun, and I'm not trying to, act as if it's the easiest thing in the world, because it's not, and your fears are justified. But I promise, it will get easier. It will get better the more that you do it. And if there's something specific that you need help with, or that you want to, talk about or whatever, let me know. And again, if you are the loved ones or the parents, especially of somebody who is blind or losing their sight, encourage them to develop cane skills. That is the best thing that you can do for them, because you do not want to be going to class with your kid when they're in college or out on their first date, or you don't want them to get to their you know first date and you're like sitting at the table. Oh, okay, your date's here. I'm going to go over there now. You don't want that. The best thing that you can do for your child is to create a supporting environment where they feel that they are free to learn and develop these skills. That is by far the best thing that you can possibly do for them. Make their cane as normal as walking is for you. So, thanks for watching.